Hello, my name is Nicholas Ellis, and today we'll be covering the topic, the science of tourism in Australia. Types of transportation in Australia. Public transport in Australia offers four main options: train, bus, ferry, and light rail, also known as trams. In this chart, you can observe how these are the different types of transportation offered in Australia. It shows train, bus, trams, and ferries. In this chart, you see how blue also, which is the train, is the most abundant types of transportation: 48%, 21%, 33%, 29%. This means that tourists are more likely to select this type of transportation because it allows tourists to move easily from location to location. For example, if you take the speed of a train into if you take the speed of the train, this can be inferred as the train is the most selected preference of transport. How does carbon emissions affect tourism in Australia? First, the main point is how it would reduce the likelihood of tourists to revisit specific travel destination. This means that carbon emissions can cause pollution all over. And when carbon emissions generate pollution, it will deteriorate the image of the specific travel place. This will decrease the amount of revenue a place will make, which will cause the economic sectors to decrease. The third point is how air pollution may cause travelers to get sick, which may hinder economic sectors. This means that air pollution will get travelers sick. When travelers get sick, they will stop visiting the place, which will stop the place from making money. And when places stop, and when Australia stops making money, they are most likely to decrease the amount of transportation or touristic sectors they have present in Australia. This can hinder economic growth because with carbon emissions, it causes all these negative effects. And all these negative effects, it will decrease the amount of tourism percent in Australia. How does transportation affect the efficiency of tourism in Australia? There are many types of public transportation abundant in Australia. With these types of transportation allows you to quickly cover distances, which will attract more tourists because tourists like when you are able to cover distances and visit the most popular places more quickly. For example, the Sydney Opera House. The Sydney Opera House is known for its unique architecture with the curves, and it's also located in the sea. The main types of transportation there is the boat. You're able to visit the Sydney Opera House via boat. With the boat, it allows tourists to look at the scenery while on the boat while going to the Sydney Opera House. This is why it attracts more tourists, because with this type of transportation, you're able to look at the view while visiting the place you want to go. Another thing about the efficiency is the different routes and highways and the direct flight class. With the highway transportation system, it allows tourists to use their cars and travel more places, which allows them to easily visit the place they will go. Technology such as a GPS and tracking system guys will provide you the best route where you want to visit your place. For example, on your Apple iPhone, there's an app called Maps. Tourists are most likely to use this app because Apple will find them the best route to take to visit the specific place where they want to go. How do planes fuel efficiency has affected tourism in Australia? RMP AR, or Required Navigation Performance Authorization Required, is used to allow aircrafts to have more efficient and direct flight routes that reduces fuel usage and have shorter flight times. This means that with this system, planes are more easily allowed to visit their place where they want to go, which will allow them to have tourists that are more happy because with the RMP, they are able to visit the routes more quickly, which will boost the amount of revenue the place will make. Because of the shorter travel times, tourists who put off trips to Australia because of long travel times are in the past are now more likely to take planes because they are way more efficient than before. This means that with planes back then, Australia used to take long, and with the RMP, it will allow them to visit a place more quickly, which will allow tourists to visit the place faster, which will also generate revenue. Planes also become more affordable, which is another reason how or why people would visit Australia as their travel destination. In this chart, you'll see how the fuel efficiency gains have come from in 4 factors. These 4 factors are what are used for the RMP system, which allows planes to visit places more efficiently or faster. Transportation in Australia over time. For those who traveled to Australia in the 19th century, the journey was often long and dangerous. This was because back then, technology wasn't that advanced and that abundant, which is why it was long and dangerous. In calm weather, a sailing ship might take as long as 4 months to reach Australia, but with the technological advancements and industrial revolution, it shortened the time and invented many more innovations and more transportation methods to visit Australia. For example, the aeroplane. This was the main means of transportation in Australia. Transportation in Australia over time. There are different cruise lines that travel to Australia, like the Royal Caribbean, Disney Cruise Line, and the P&O Cruise Australia. The cruise lines can last 2 to 7 days depending on what passengers prefer. With the cruises, it attracts more tourists because you are in the sea and you could look at the view throughout your specific where you're located, like your room, for example, and look at the scenery that surrounds you. You can also take a step further and visit Australia while stepping off the cruise and experience cultural and social norms that are present in Australia. The cost of travel to Australia vehicle can now cost around $241 per person to $4,070 per person, depending on how many days they want to be on the cruise. It costs around $1,919. The flight would take 21 hours and 55 minutes. If you compare the flight time to a boat, you can see which modes of transportation is more efficient. And the efficient mode of transportation are more likely to attract tourists because you will visit your place faster, which will cover greater distances faster, which will boost the economy and contribute to the touristic sector of Australia. And this is my work site. This concludes my speech.
Good job.